from humble beginnings in Philadelphia to the grand celebrations we know today. And there are some fascinating stories behind how it became a federal holiday. The role of John Adams and Thomas Jefferson, and even a connection to a well-known children's game. So let us dive into the history of July 4th and uncover the secrets behind America's favorite summer celebration. Hey, it's me from Weekwise. Before we start, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our exciting videos. The Continental Congress had voted to declare independence from Britain on July, but they didn't officially sign the declaration until August. Did you know that the Liberty Bell, on July, the bell was actually cracked and unable to be used? Instead, the nearby State House bell was rung to announce the reading of the Declaration of Independence. In 1777, July be set aside as a day of public thanksgiving and rejoicing. People of all backgrounds and walks of life come together to celebrate their shared identity, Americans, and to remember the sacrifices that were made to secure their freedom. In the early days of the Republic, the first large-scale public celebration took place in Philadelphia in 1777, with a parade, fireworks, and a speech by John Hancock. During the 19th century, July celebrations became more festive with the addition of music, dancing, and food. Parades grew longer and more elaborate, and fireworks displays became a common feature. In 1870, President Grant signed a bill making July a legal holiday, leading to even more widespread celebrations. The early 20th century saw the rise of baseball and hot dogs at July celebrations, with the first recorded baseball game played on July, and the first mention of hot dogs at a July picnic in 1901. Today, July is celebrated with a wide range of activities, from backyard cookouts to large community festivals, no matter how you choose to celebrate. The 4th of July is a reminder of the importance of liberty and democracy and a celebration of the diversity and unity of the American people. Whether you're watching fireworks with your family, attending a community parade, taking a moment to reflect on the meaning of independence, the 4th of July is a time to appreciate the freedoms that we enjoy and to celebrate what it means to be American. The first recorded celebration of July took place in Philadelphia in 1777. The citizens of Philadelphia organized a parade, a speech, a dinner, and fireworks to commemorate the first anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. And don't forget to like and share this video if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new and exciting. If you're looking for more fun and educational content, be sure to check out our other videos. We have something for everyone. Since then, from parades and barbecues to fireworks and family gatherings, July 4th has become a cherished part of American culture. The Liberty Bell was finally rung again on July to commemorate the anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Well, it turns out that the date confusion goes back to the very beginning. In 1870, President Grant signed a bill making July 4th a legal holiday. Although it had already been widely celebrated for decades, the name comes from the 4th of July Celebration Act of 1870, which declared the 4th of July to be a legal holiday in the District of Columbia and all states. This act was passed by the U.S. Congress and signed into law by President Ulysses S. Grant, who was the 18th President of the United States. At the time, most states were celebrating the 4th of July as a state holiday. The act made it easier for federal employees and members of the military to take off work or be excused from duty on July. It also gave people in the southern states, who had recently been freed from slavery, a day to celebrate their newfound freedom. Overall, the act was a way to unify the country and give everyone a day to celebrate their independence. Since then, Americans have come together on this day to show their patriotism, from parades and barbecues to fireworks and family gatherings. Lo be lo as. So as we enjoy the festivities this year, let's take a moment to appreciate the rich history and tradition behind this special day. When John Hancock and Samuel Adams planned the first public reading of the Declaration, they chose July because it was when the Continental Congress had voted to declare independence, even though the actual signing took place on August. And eventually, July became the official date for Independence Day. So while the paperwork may have been delayed, the spirit of independence was alive and well on July. But have you ever wondered why we celebrate on July and not, say, August or September? Well, it turns out that the Continental Congress actually adopted the Declaration of Independence on August 2nd. However, the final version of the document was not signed until August 1st. Well, John Hancock, the president of the Continental Congress, wanted to make the signing date appear earlier in order to avoid any possible complications with the British. He instructed his secretary to write August 2nd instead of August, allowing the revolutionaries to take a victory lap before the ink was even dry. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you can stay updated on all things history. On July 4th, we celebrate America's independence from British rule in 1776. In fact, the first public reading of the Declaration of Independence took place on July. This caused quite the stir among the colonists, who were eager to hear the news. They gathered in front of the Pennsylvania State House, now known as Independence Hall, where the Declaration was read aloud by a local printer named John Dunlap. And just 2 days later, the citizens of Philadelphia were celebrating with bonfires, fireworks, and bells ringing all throughout the city. But wait, there's more. Did you know that the Declaration of Independence wasn't actually supposed to be signed on July? That's right. And that's not the only surprising twist in the story, but it wasn't until many years later that July 4th became an official federal holiday. Did you know that July is also known as Independence Day or the 4th of July? Well, there's a reason for that too. July has been a popular holiday in the US since the early days of the Republic. In recent years, July has become a day for Americans to come together and reflect on the meaning of independence and freedom. Did you know that July has been celebrated in different ways throughout history? What did you find most interesting about the history of July? Let me know in the comments section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts.